And we're back. You're tuned into Sport Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. Joining me now from the world of Cape Town tennis, we have Jafi Klaasen and Razine Benjamin. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Well, both of you wear two very important hats in the world of tennis. Let's start with you, Razine. What is your responsibilities?
Well, in Cape Town tennis, I'm responsible to ensure transformation happens within the sport, and then also within Western Cape tennis, I'm also responsible for transformation, and then I'm also the chairperson of Mitchell's Plain Tennis Club.
All right, lots of committees, lots of WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
And with you, Jafi?
I'm also on the executive of Western Cape Town Tennis, and I'm quite involved in tennis, junior levels, senior levels, and up to TSA. I'm on the board of TSA as well.
Tennis South Africa.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've got quite a long history in tennis, and a couple of caps to boot as well. Tell us about your history as a player.
Oh, I've been in tennis for many, many years. I can actually think of, at the age of 12, I was staying with Uncle David Samai, playing junior tennis, and they put me up there, and from then David was the SA champion for many years. I've always been in tennis, playing tennis, working for tennis.
It's your life?
It's my life.
It's your life. Married to tennis?
Yeah, my wife is also a tennis player.
Maybe you must ask him how we met.
Literally.
No, ask him how we met his wife.
Okay, so now I have to ask you, how did you meet your wife?
Okay, well, it's a story that my wife likes to tell. My father asked her to play mixed doubles with me at a tournament in East London. And then we started playing mixed together, and it grew from there.
So it was arranged marriage, eh?
It was arranged marriage. Yeah.
Now, Razine, transformation is a huge role. Usually that role that administrators don't want to really touch, because it's a lot of work to get things, your house in order, as far as what the transformation charter is in the country. How have you approached that responsibility?
What we do is we don't work exclusively. Like we work closely with Tennis South Africa. We work closely with Tennis South Africa. And from there, we've initially started to implement our governance, like the policies and processes, and from there, the structures. And then let's say we can brag about the fact that the way we went about it, we do try and do everything first in Cape Town. Like we've got the first development center in South Africa within Cape Town at 3 Anchor Bay. That has been proven to be very successful from the junior side, where we, the purpose of that center is basically to go out to the previously disadvantaged areas, go home and look at talent within schools in those areas. And we successfully identified a couple of boys from Khayelitsha, which is currently being homeschooled at the center, where they eat, breathe and live tennis.
Wow, and that's amazing.
And they were also the first set of juniors that's represented a province, but 4 black guys were representing a province in a specific team, and that just happened now 2 weeks ago. So there's many successes from that, and so on.
That's beautiful.
But from the adult side, we always say we don't from the adult side we focus more on introducing more competitions. Like this a national club competition that's been running successfully now for the past 2 years. This year was the first year we had let's say a previously disadvantaged club making that competition. It's all mutual, and we've also started focusing on developing coaches. So, and TSA has got this development mentoring program, where last year we had 11 people joining that program, and this year hopefully we getting 16 people to focus on that. On the other side, we're also looking at developing more umpires from previously disadvantaged areas and so on. So we're fairly busy. People think you sit there in meetings, and I won't say the two of us fight a lot, but we fight a lot. But at the end of the day, I always say focus on your passion, and you will be successful and so on.
Yeah, but I mean, if I just think about the list of things that you mentioned now, you know, other sport codes struggle to achieve those kind of things. Japi, how have you managed to get the support to achieve these goals?
Oh, we've got quite a few dedicated, hard-working people around. I know of Ria Davids is the
Yeah, the
chairperson of the Western Cape. He runs around a lot, and he's also on TSA board. We've got Tony Lopesha doing things. Zaida Bukas also,
Yeah.
very dedicated tennis organizer. She's chairperson of the Cape Town Tennis. A lot of people are just, and we it's not sacrificing, but we're doing this for the love of tennis.
Yes.
We've been in tennis, and we'd like the tennis to continue. So we all are just for the love of tennis.
No, but I mean, it's amazing. The fact that you said there's a facility where the children from underprivileged areas can get homeschooling and still developing their sport. I mean, that is like a beacon for every sport to something to work towards.
And if you go there, you won't say that kids is like, how can I say, the kids, they are very interested and passionate about being there and making a success out of themselves.
Yes.
I forgot to mention, we also focus on widening tennis. We basically looking at introducing beach tennis within Cape Town, and we're looking for a venue to host like an important function. And then also what's been happening is that wheelchair tennis is going to be incorporated into Tennis South Africa on the 1st of May.
Beautiful.
But before that, we're busy working on having a opening function in Mitchell's Plain, where wheelchair tennis will be taking place on the 27th of April. People is going to see what it's all about. You're going to have the kids assisting there, and that same people in that team that's going to play, they're going to represent South Africa soon in a competition in Israel.
Beautiful.
So we've been fairly busy focusing on not
and
only...
you're so modest about it, but I mean, being a sportswoman myself and an administrator, I know those are not easy things to accomplish. Japi, how is tennis actually structured where people can move from grassroots to development to amateur, professional? How is it structured in the country?
We've got a lot of different
options.
We've got junior tennis, we've got play and stay, starting with play and stay, and then you can, normally the high schools are the places to go to continue with your tennis. And then we've got a lot of coaches doing private coaching, and they take you on the top actually.
Yeah.
But it's a whole process, and it's very expensive. To play tennis is
it's a very expensive
sport.
Right.
You need to get your children to tournaments. You need to stay there for the 4 or 5 days, and then there's rackets and restringing and techies and quite a few other things. So it's not an easy sport to play, but at the end of the day, it's very
Yeah, and it usually also takes a whole lot of passion to raise the funds, hey, especially for the juniors. Yeah. Now, what are the other benefits? We know there's, I mean, obviously a very well-known pro circuit, international pro circuit in tennis, in the tennis world. What are some of the benefits of being a registered member under TSA?
Well, I normally say if you want to play tennis, tennis won't make you fit. You must be fit to play tennis. But the benefits of it is you get exposure to travel internationally. Like there's some of our juniors, they most of them to get to the top, they need to compete overseas and so on. And if you go into a person's schedule of 14 or 12 years old, Mr. Klaassen would know, this boy or girl are supposed to be overseas like for 5-6 times a year, and it's costly. It's like there was people that's gone to Mauritius, and then the parents need to fork out minimum 50,000 rand to go there. Now if you multiply that with 6 competitions for the year, that's just international competitions, it's 300,000 rand for the year.
Because tennis is one of those luckiest sports like rugby and cricket and soccer, where there are sponsors who are willing to back the top athletes.
Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge most probably is, if you think about it, to play in Wimbledon, you need to be have played or be a top 100 player before you were
Yes.
16.
And you have to go on tour for
and
that.
you've got to
You've
go on
got to-
tour
you
and
have
so
to
on.
have a ranking.
Yeah.
We have South Africa has got a ranking system where you are ranked, and then you have to play ITFs, International Tennis Federation
Yeah.
tournaments, where you get an ITF ranking, and from there you go on to a ATP ranking, and so you will grow.
Yeah. But it's expensive.
It's expensive.
It's
yeah.
gonna work on you.
But we work
Yeah.
on the fun aspect as well, because to me
Yes.
it's fun for the family. The whole family can play, and so
Yeah.
on. It's not a group sport where you're only supposed to play with your own age groups and so
Yeah.
on.
And
whole
the
family-
world loves tennis. That's why tennis has the big money backing it, because people love to watch tennis.
And you previously asked what's the benefits. I think one of the benefits, and you can see here, is by being able to play mixed tennis. Who's he married his mixed tennis partner. So that's also
Come
a benefit.
play mixed doubles, you might
Yeah.
meet your partner
yeah.
for life.
Well, I spoke to my friend the other day, and so standing next to the tennis court at Nationals in Bloemfontein, I said to him, you know, the best thing about playing tennis is that you're among people that are very disciplined. And you're with family that learns respect, because tennis learns you to respect life. You cannot play tennis and not respect life.
And
Because there's
value hard work.
value hard work, and there's a lot of those disciplines installed there. I even commenting and everything. You don't get drunkards at the tennis court. They don't have time to do those things.
No, absolutely. You know, when a person falls in love with sport, no matter what sport it is, it's very difficult to get addicted to something else, you know, and that's why we got to get them when they're young. Hey, before the the world's pressures can get to them. You get them to fall in love with the sport first. Hey, well, you guys are doing great work in your community. It was, I mean, like I said, it's so inspiring to see what you've managed to achieve, and it's definitely a yardstick for the rest of us to get there in all the other sports in the country. How can people get in touch with you, to support your initiatives, or even to register as a player?
Okay. The easiest way is normally go to the club in your vicinity and register as a member of that club. And you must abide by their rules and so on, and they will assist you in registering with TSA.
Right.
However, the trick lies with the juniors is getting them registered with TSA so that they can play and get used to competitions and so on. I normally advise parents who want their children to play, start with a local club and then ensure that your child is registered with TSA, and he does the TSA competitions, so that he can get to the ATPs and so on.
Beautiful. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the work that you're doing in the community, because this is your legacy as well. Hey, this roles that you play now to uplift your communities and bring opportunity, especially to the underprivileged children. We hope you return with more news from the tennis world.
Yes, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And I'll just say that we really, thinking back now, I spoke to the baseball guys. We need to respect our people that organized the sport before us, that was involved, because they really did a lot for us.
They set the foundation.
They set the foundation.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We will be back after the break with another amazing sport from the Western Cape, so please stay tuned for that.